Ed Seykota, a pioneer of automatic trading. It's safe to say that Ed Seykota is a pioneer of automated trading. Currently creating automatic investment strategies is nothing special. However, 50 years ago, automated investing was unusual, and Ed Seykota is the first who started using automatic trading strategies. We can confidently say that Ed Seykota is one of the greatest traders in history. Ed Seykota was born on August 7, 1946. After completing electrical engineering at MIT, Edward Seykota became an analyst in one of the well-known brokerage houses. From the beginning of his work, Ed was interested in mechanical transaction systems. However, access to computers in the 70s was very limited. A computer was used in the brokerage house, where Ed Seykota worked. However, the young analyst had very big problems, being able to take advantage of it, also had disputes with the company's analysis department, which forced the analyst to prepare reports that contradicted his perception of the market. This caused increasing frustration. As a result, he decided to quit his job after only a month of work. The next job was to change the paper in the Reuters terminal, and post a message on the wall behind the terminal. It was not a prestigious job in which Ed Seykota could work, but the possibility of testing trading systems on an IBM computer was a big advantage. Ed Seykota was enthusiastic about the tests. In just 6 months, he tested around 100 simple trend-following strategies. The strategies were tested on 10 markets, and the tested strategy period was 10 years. After testing the mechanical systems that follow the trend, the trading results were satisfactory. It turned out that using only technical analysis can be an effective way to invest money in the stock market. These results motivated Ed to refine his investment strategies. The satisfactory results of the strategy following the trend aroused the interest of the management board of the brokerage house Modern Methods, a chance for additional company profits. At the request of the superiors, the first algorithm for trading on the stock exchange was developed. This allowed the company to distinguish itself from the competition, as it applied a computer trading system. Although the created signal generated good trading results, the managers were not able to blindly believe in the system. As a result, they acted on their own, which significantly worsened the system's performance. However, another problem Ed Seykota encountered was his superior's request for the system generated more transactions, which would increase commission income. Ed Seykota believed that changes to the system would worsen the strategy's performance, which would be less beneficial to clients. Seykota was constantly trying to improve its investment strategies and adapt them to his character. Ed has constantly evolved in creating a strategy to follow the trend. Part of his diligence was that it was a passion for him. As a result, the additional hours spent on testing were not tiring for him. Confident in the effectiveness of his strategies, Ed Seykota decided to quit his job at a brokerage house. In the following years, Ed dealt with, inter alia, managing customer funds. The most famous are the years 1972 to 1988, when he converted $5,000 into $15 million. The amount would be higher if the client did not pay out a part of the profits on the way. This phenomenal rate of return was certainly not a coincidence. Ed Seykota has always believed that long-term success in the marketplace requires the right approach to risk. Ed used to say, "There are old and brave traders on the market, but very few are old and brave." According to Ed Seykota, the most important principles of speculation are: always remember to cut losses, this is to prevent too much depletion of assets on the account. Let your profits grow, even the best strategy will not meet its assumptions if the trader does not allow the trend impulse to spread its wings. Control your risk by playing with low stakes. Excessively aggressive positioning may be the way to the top, but most often it leads to a zeroing of the account in the event of a negative scenario materializing. Stick to the set rules. If the strategy works, you should stick to it. It is especially important in periods when the strategy generates a series of losses. Such period may convince the trader to manipulate the strategy. Learn when to deviate from the rules. This seems to contradict the previous point. However, it is sometimes necessary. For example, trend-following strategies tend to fail poorly during consolidation periods. Then it is worth suspending the operation of the strategy. A too mechanical approach to the adopted rules does not allow for the improvement of the system and its adjustment to the constantly changing market.
Hi, I'm Ed Seykota. In response to numerous requests over the years to reveal the inner workings of my trend trading system, I hereby take great pleasure in presenting its essential elements for your financial edification. Joining me today are several members from the Northern Nevada Bluegrass Association. We gather to play benefits for local area hospitals. If you are currently in a clinic as a recovering marketaholic, or even if you have a mild case of marketitis, this tune might put you on the road to recovery. In any event, pull up a chair, lean into your monitor, and lend us an ear. We hope that you enjoy the show. You get a whipping, I get a saw, honey. You get a whipping, I get a saw, baby. You get a whipping, I get a saw. One good trend pays for 'em all, honey trader, baby mine. Now what do we do when we catch a trend, honey? What do we do when we catch a trend, baby? Oh, what do we do when we catch a trend? We ride that trend right to the end, honey trader, baby mine. So you get a whipping, I get a saw, honey. You get a whipping, I get a saw, baby. You get a whipping, I get a saw. One good trend pays for 'em all, honey trader, baby mine.
Well, what do we do when we show a loss, honey? What do we do when we show a loss, babe? What do we do when we show a loss? We give that daggone loss a toss, honey, baby mine.
Well, you get a whipping, I get a saw, honey. You get a whipping, I get a saw, baby. You get a whipping, I get a saw. One good trend pays for 'em all, honey trader, baby mine.
Well, how do we know when a risk is right, honey? How do we know when a risk is right, babe? Well, how do we know when a risk is right? We make a lot of money and we sleep at night, honey, baby mine. So
You get a whipping, I'll get a saw, honey. You get a whipping, I'll get a saw, baby. You get a whipping, I'll get a saw. One good trend pays for 'em all, honey trader, baby mine.
Well, what do we do when the price breaks through, honey? What do we do when the price breaks through, baby? What do we do when the price breaks through? Our sauce are in, so there's nothing to do, honey, baby mine.
So you get a whipping, I'll get a saw, honey. You get a whipping, I'll get a saw, baby. You get a whipping, I'll get a saw. One good trend pays for 'em all, honey trader, baby mine.
What do you do when the drawdown comes, honey? What do you do when it gets real big, babe? What do you do when it's even bigger? We stick to the plan and pull the trigger, honey trader, baby mine.
Well, you get a whipping, I get a saw, honey. You get a whipping, I get a saw, baby. You get a whipping, I get a saw. One good trend pays for 'em all, honey trader, baby mine. What do we do with a hot news flash, honey? What do we do with a hot news flash, baby? What do we do with a hot news flash? We stash that flash right in the trash, honey trader, baby mine. So you get a whipping, I'll get a saw, honey. pays for 'em all. Honey trader, baby, bye.
Thank you for watching my video, and if you have any question, please visit my website. And remember, systems trading is ultimately discretionary. The manager still has to decide how much risk to accept, which markets to play, and how aggressively to increase and decrease the trading base as a function of equity change. Ed Seykota.